Grace's first check, first deal.
First deal. Woo!
Well done.
I've got
Sun today.
I've got sun and Sunday.
Oh, the pressure's good. Sanjay, I really can see. As a real estate brokerage, we focus a lot on our content and our marketing, so we decided to put an incentive on for the month that was based around content, creating content. They had to create an hour's worth of video content. Could have been anything. They had the complete flexibility to be creative, and the winner was to go to the World Cup in Qatar. We decided that Lorenzo and Nathan were going to be the winners. They basically created the most informative content, which gave the most amount of value. It gave a really good insight as well as to what we do day to day. So they basically went out, they showed the views, the layouts, the floor plans and the different buildings to the overseas client that they had. He was looking to buy a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom in downtown, and they were basically feeding all of the information back overseas to the client. Basically, I've got a buyer who lives in India, investment buyer. He's looking to purchase something in downtown and he's happy to view it over a video. So Lorenzo's gonna get us in a unit, do a little video for him and see what we come up with. So because Sanjay's not in Dubai, Lorenzo's just gonna take a quick picture of where we are on the boulevard. Obviously, basically for views here, everything is here in terms of supermarket, cafes, restaurants. So he'll take a video, we'll send that over with the video of the unit once it's done, okay? Hello mate, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Lost? Is
Yes.
that my shoes?
Do you need help? Where are you going to?
Central.
You need to go to the tower one across. So if you go out here, turn right, it's the one tower across, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
See
Alright,
you.
mate.
Love you.
21.
21. Here you do something for me.
Nathan's buyer has just said that he wants us to get a video in here as well. Slightly different unit to the other ones, so just outside of downtown in Business Bay.
There was 2 winners, and then 2 of the directors were going to go. One of the directors had actually pulled out, so we decided to give Jackson the opportunity. He loves England, he's like their #1 fan in the office, so we decided to take him along with us as well. So decided to make our way down to the airport with no visa, fingers crossed. We get in, hopefully I can show my good negotiation skills. So we have approached the desk and they basically said to us to sit down, and when someone more superior comes in that they will help us. There's other people who've been turned away as well, so let's see.
No, you sound so sad.
I don't know, because I do feel sad.
Someone play a beautiful violin in the background. Oh.
I'm not going home, I'm not going home, I'm not going. It was actually just before we were leaving for the World Cup. I never had a visa. The actual process was quite painful. It was quite complicated. I'd put a message out on Instagram saying, has anybody had any experience about going to Qatar without the visa? Because mine hadn't been processed. Everyone basically said, no chance, you're not getting in, you're not getting in. One guy basically said, look, if you can get through the border control at Dubai, when you get to Qatar, you'll be okay. And the lads were saying, look, there's no chance you're getting in. Are you still going to turn up at the airport? And I thought, I've got to give it a go. Turned up at the airport, got there early, all standing around, and I've noticed one guy, he spoke to him, he basically said, look, you're going to have to wait for a superior to come in who can possibly get you through the border. And I'm thinking, he can definitely get me through this border. So I've seen this guy, spoke to him, and he just said, look, it's at your own risk if you want to get through the border here. However, they might turn you away when you get there. And as soon as he's given me the thumbs up, signed a bit of paper, walked through, the visa's been applied and processed as soon as I've walked through. So all that sleepless night and nervousness going, because I was just thinking, like, you know, my 3 mates are going to the World Cup, I need to be there. And yeah, managed to get through. A little bit of negotiation. Right, so far in Qatar, we landed at around 7 o'clock. We left to go to one of the malls and they weren't serving food. So we was actually the first customer, and Joe and the Juice, we were the first customer ever in Qatar. It's still all brand new here. So there we have it, 10 minutes past midnight, the game's over. We won 3-0. Fantastic stadium. Good match. Very tired. Honestly, it was one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had. And it really brought us together as a team. You know, all right, yeah, I know Nathan, I know Jackson, and I know Lorenzo, but together we learned so much about each other. We were there for just over 24 hours together in it. We were just having the most fantastic time. We had such a laugh, and just, I'd love to do it again.
Right, so Sanjay just asked now his buyer what the water pressure's like in the building. So Nave's just going to go and show him.
It's cold. Water. It's so cold now. The water pressure's good. I can't believe how cold it is.
If he doesn't take the shoe now.
Okay, so you can imagine how cold that shower was. I hope this shows how far I'm willing to go for clients out there. To go to the World Cup with Strada, it was an incentive. Basically, you had to do a video on your own, but Lorenzo wasn't really comfortable doing it on his own. So I said, look, if we do one together, we'll pay the difference for the other flight if we win. So the World Cup was basically 24 to 36 hours of just non-sleep. It was pretty good. Was up at 4 Dubai time to make sure we could catch the flight to get there, and we landed back in Dubai the following day at 9 AM. Yeah, so I was in bed for like 3 days after trying to recover.
It's on now.
Whatever's we
We're absolutely shattered.
We can go by
At the cinema.
Need a long
Trying to get somewhere to sleep.
Seriously,
Go on, let's get in there.
They can go in that one. But
Right, so for anyone going to the match in Qatar, we've got a life hack. When the match is finished, you get yourself down the cinema, 1:30, get yourself the longest film, turn the volume down, recliner seats, 180 dirham for the 4 of us. Cheapest hotel ever. And we've absolutely cracked it here. I'd sleep in a cinema again, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone who was in the same position and needed to find somewhere to sleep because you had 5 or 6 hours to catch a flight and everywhere was closed. Go to the cinema.
Fuck, are you playing tennis or what? Come and have a look at these socks. He's got Wilson socks on. Oh my God. Yeah, well, he is one of a kind agent. To be honest, in 2 years of being here, I've not met anyone quite like him. But yeah, he's top of his game as well. Knows what he's doing, knowledgeable about Dubai Hills. A little bit annoying at times, but wouldn't change him for the world.
Sweet Caroline, never seemed so good, so good.
To be honest, it was probably one of the most eventful days of my life. What we managed to squeeze into 24 hours, starting from Gary almost not getting on the plane, didn't get his visa in time, so it was as we were walking through at the airport, it was touch and go whether he would get on. Beach clubs in the day, a few bits that happened in between that can't go out on camera, and then obviously the game at night. But yeah, the whole day, England winning as well, 3-0, was, the whole thing couldn't have gone much better, to be honest.
Oh, I just woke up from probably the best sleep of my life. Full film, 3 hours. Sparkle. Time to go to the airport.
I personally wouldn't sleep in the cinema again. My back the next 2 days was in bits, and I'm not very good with sleeping with loud noise on. And obviously, when we walked in there at first, it was fine. We said to them, just turn it down because there was no one else in the cinema. Someone came in at 2 a.m. to watch whatever film it was, and they've obviously put it back on full volume then. So not the nicest sleep I've ever had, but yeah, it was a good day out.
Christmas party day today. Very excited, very nervous. There's a lot of planning that's gone into it, and I just hope that it all goes all right. There's a lot of people that are coming onto the boat as well. We've got friends and family, plus ones, clients. And I think half the team don't actually know that it's a boat. They definitely don't know the DJ we've managed to get on as a world-class DJ. So I'm excited. But yeah, like I say, a little bit nervous, but I'm sure it'll be a great night. Be good. I danced every second I could, celebrated every second I could. It was a very, very proud moment. Was definitely the best Christmas party I've ever been to. It was fantastic, loved every moment of it. My favourite part was standing at the front, giving out the awards, seeing how buzzing everyone was, and just looking out into the eyes of all the amazing brokers, all the amazing staff that we have, all the amazing people in the company. We're so lucky to have them all. So looking out as to what we've built, very, very, very proud moment.
I don't know why I've been given the hand with this microphone. I'm flapping to a Monday morning, me. Strada! 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 Thank you to me biggest critic. See you boys! Sit up here! Honest to God, without Jay, this business is nothing.
Cheers,
honest
mate.
to God, I know he's a grumpy cunt 90% of the time, but big round of applause for Jay, because honest to God, Gino, you're a breath of fresh air, lad, and I love turning up to work with you every day. Fantastic.
The dress code is black tie event, so everyone's will be looking as good as they can possibly look. The reason for that is we've seen a few people do it, and if everyone's looking different, it doesn't look as good. We're going out at night, it's a real good event. We want everyone looking the same and looking as good as they can look. So, and it falls also in line with the company ethos of everyone looking smart. Favourite memory from the Christmas party was probably giving out the awards. It was really good seeing some of the reactions, especially Max. Max was really, really happy with the awards that he won, so that was probably my favourite.
And like, oh, it was bad. And sent the pictures to Shay. Shay was like, you can't put them through. So I was like, come back, I'll do it all for you.
Yeah. Sick. How do you feel? All good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. I feel like you finally.
Yeah.
You've done it
finally
now.
Done
yeah, I'm sure now.
This is a moment.
Yeah. Grace's first check, first deal.
First deal. Woo!
Well done. I'll put it in the safe. What have you got going on now?
I've got a viewing at 11:15, Sidra free with an agent.
Yeah.
He rang me yesterday, we're sorting that out.
Yeah.
He's got another one before it.
Okay.
But he's going to make a choice out of two and potentially sign today. So, God, please, this be my one.
Yeah.
What else? Putting up a few pictures today, 2 listings, a Maple and a Park Hyatt's.
Sick.
Yeah, a few things.
Sick. Yeah. Nice. Proud of you.
Thanks.
Do you know what? It felt very good because it had been a little while of, I was a month or two in and I just didn't see it happening personally, because I feel like your first deal, you think it's going to happen, then it doesn't, and you think, well, when will I ever get a first deal? I did get a first deal, so it was good. Wasn't a big one, but I was just happy, to be honest, to get the first deal, so all good.
You're not going
down. No.
Because I'm going to call today.
Well, you don't need to, you're not calling the date I'm calling.
I've got the same data.
That's madness.
This is what I said to Gary. I'm scheduling rental and stop paying. So
I'm going to speak to Gary.
I need to, because then you hand it over.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is it's absolutely madness. I'm calling, you're calling, and then they're going to turn around and go.
I know, I've spoken to him about this.
Okay, let me speak to Gary. Right. Marissa told me she can be called the same day as well.
Okay.
But it's okay, great. I think you're doubling up on stuff, that's all. There might be better data that she can
Well, yeah, then why don't you do this? When you do speak to them, ask them when the handover is and what they're looking to do with their property.
No. So what I said to Maria the other day, when I started on Arabian Ranches, I get someone that says, I want to list the property, go straight to you. I'm straight to you.
Yeah, but you
No, please let me solve. So what I'm saying is, we've already discussed this. I discussed this with you and I said, somebody says, I want to sell and I want to list, I just give it straight to you.
Okay, but you're asking the question on every call?
Yes.
Okay, so well, you just continue doing that. Ask them when if you bring them through June and July, just ask them when the handover is and what they're looking
No,
to
it's
do.
only son that's handing over.
Oh,
Right, so that was basically that was the day where Gary had laid down a gambit. I had said to him that it's impossible to pick up the phones over 200 times a day. On the basis of that, I had the boardroom and some fresh data to work with, and basically just call out. So I was looking for investors. However, if someone said, "Don't want to invest," I'm not interested. Right? Okay. Have you got anything for sale or for rent? And then if it was a renter or if it was something like sun or maybe more sun than anything else, to pass it straight to Maria so she can list it and go to work on it. Which actually, in the course of that day, of the 200 calls, I managed to speak to somebody in the evening. We listed the property and we sold it. I think second week of January. So the work that I put in on that one day created a sale. Yeah. So basically, one day's work created a listing of a resale, and it sold. 6 weeks later.
Basically, I was calling out on Arabian Ranches 3 because it's a new. It was about to be handed over. It is handed over now. Trying to build my business there and, pick up what I can, as much as I can. And then all of a sudden, Dave the Rave comes along and takes over. I was a bit protected over my pitch, and he stormed in to Gary while he was in a meeting with Lottie and said that he wants to do all of it. And I was trying to explain to Dave that obviously he can't. And I tried to explain that it's a system that we're doing and whatever, but Dave is just, Dave, he doesn't listen. He's bonkers, but he's a great guy.
Son. There's only one phase, and
I've
that's son.
got son. I've got son and Dominic. I think I've got son and Joy. Sorry, thank you. I've got son and Joy. What's the other one you could be working on?
No, only son I want to work on because that's the only son. So if I do son, you can work on the others.
No, I want to work on all of them at the moment.
We did. Arabian Ranches is Maria's here.
Oh yeah,
so she can call out to whatever she likes. These guys, these are in the downtown team, they call out the same data all the time. It can be done. First of all, it can be done, it will be done. However, just to save time, if you ask the question, are they looking to rent or sell it? Maria doesn't need to ring it. You wait for the team.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I said. What I said to Maria last week was, if somebody turns around and says, I want a list, I'll say, I'll get one of my colleagues to give you a call, and they'll be in touch to work with you.
But can you ask? Do you mind asking just on the sun because they're nearly ready? Yeah. So you need to ask that question.
I'll answer the question. I'll ask the question on both.
Like, are they?
I'll ask the question on both. I'll ask the question on both.
So perfect. Individuals get results. Teams win championships.
High five.
Save some time.
Oh, sorry, because I don't want you making phone calls and I'm duplicating as well. It's madness. Let me do this today. Let's see how we get on.